Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? Um, this is the Reluctant Nabi, uh, and I'm back again. I'm checking out some things. My computer seems to be a bit of a mess right now. For the life of me, I can't understand why. But in any case, let me greet everybody real quick. Verwoorden hardu gudag, ola oitebe, vastus luz. Bonjour, mes amis. Kedu awani konnichiwa. Niyama, niyama, sani bonani. Jamba habarigani. Assalamu alaikum and shalom. Alright, should have put this, worked on this a little earlier, but I'm not going to say better late than never, is because earlier would have been better. But with this particular feed here, had a lot going on, and I wanted to think about my position um, on this when I came down to this. All right, I've been dealing with I've been dealing seriously with the simp patrol on on Facebook. All right, and basically what's been going on is that we are this is a battle. It is really a battle, and it's not for the hearts and minds of anything. It's basically for the survival to be an Afro male in America. That's the battle. On many fronts, we are having to deal with people that are basically the attack brigade for the system. All right. These are guys that are just as destructive to the system, or to us, than the system itself. All right. I want y'all to understand this. One of the things I had decided to do was to go in and eliminate myself from a lot of these groups that I was a part of. These are people that asked me to be a part of these groups. All right. I saw hardly any good in any of these groups. So I would take myself out of these groups. Now, me, I'm not going to bother to keep answering dudes that I think are willfully ignorant. Willfully. And this is what I've been finding to have been going on in these groups. That a lot of these guys are willfully ignorant. Willfully ignorant. There are even more, like me, I'm kind of like a straight in your face kind of person. I had talked to a brother like this, and I told him, very intelligent brother. He puts a lot of thought in what he says, but I told him he was going to have a hard time surviving Facebook in its current iteration because, and it was kind of a misunderstanding, but after I explained it to him, is because of who his group consists of, who his listeners consist of. Now he has some diehard female listeners that like how he comes at them. However, in that, except I said you're gonna have to be careful about how raw you get, and I told him about it because they're taking down everybody. See, he misunderstood that, but then I called him up and he understood it. He like, you know what? You're right. They are taking down everybody. Now with this brother, um, he goes by Doctor Yosef Isai Israel, right? Well thought out. Well thought out. There is no excuse. You have no excuse except you don't want knowledge. All right, the guy plays the music and everything. Nice conversation to listen to. If you don't want to listen to that dude and you trying to take him out, then you didn't want knowledge. You're trying to hide knowledge anywhere it come from. All right. So that means your argument with me that put everything, the stats, everything, the thoughts straight up in your face. Um, no matter how the truth comes, the dude is telling the truth. No matter how the truth comes, you're not going to like, you just don't like the truth. You don't like when somebody tries to tell it to you nice. And you don't like, well, I can understand you not liking me that just got tired of you saying, this is just what it is. All right? Either way, I recognize this dude as a truth teller. And I said, oh, that's going to be your problem. Because you have too much of a mixed audience for trolls not to be up in there. All right? Oh, and they were up in there. He said, I don't know if he's still having a time, but he was having a time with these trolls. It only goes to show you that it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The BAW and their minions have no desire for the truth, which led me to this epiphany. They know exactly what they're doing. But then, when you get into a discussion and point out, so now the truth has now became HH speech, right? But the same people that are upset that you are pointing out accurately how really messed up they are, have been, and are being to the Afro people, and let's not say people. One of the things is I start checking people on this. All right, I started checking people on this because of this, right? And I had given this some thought. There was there was a time that the Republicans shut down the the government, and everybody blamed Congress. And I was like, that's how the Republicans were able to get away with it and harm, make a cause be held on a Democrat, because no one really blamed the people that actually shut it down. Remember, the Republicans during Clinton's time, the Republicans shut down the Congress, not the Republicans and the Democrats. Now, eventually, after by and by, it backfired on the Republicans. All right, people don't like being held hostage. And that's what you're doing when you try to use the government in that way. Well, we've seen this happen once again. All right, we've seen this happen once again. Sorry about that. Let me greet everybody that's in here. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Captain Marvel? What's up, Antonio Johnson? Hold on for a second. Okay, I'm echoing. I don't know why I'm echoing this time. YouTube has made us go into this system in a new way. So let me see. Okay, I really don't know what's going on with this. All right, I don't know. Maybe if I did something like, I don't know. All right. Oh, hold on. Echo. Hold on. All right, let's see if this sounds better. I know that don't, because I was far away from my computer. All right, y'all let me know if that sounds a little better. All right, what's up, Charles Willis? All right, the blue chemist was going on. All right, so here's a breakdown of a lot of things that's been going on. All right, and we're going to start with this. We're going to come back to this in a minute. We're going to come back to this in a minute. But some of the things that was just really amazing to me. I mean, literally, simply, just down and outright amazing to me. All right, unbelievably, Lord, I can't even talk. Unbelievably amazing to me. All right, and as huh. Okay, I don't know what's up with that. Hold on for a second. So as things were going on, okay, hold on. As these things were going on, hold on. One moment. Ah, there we go. Let's see what other things popped up in here. There it is. That's what I'm looking for right there. All right. As these things pop up, right, what really made me start this video right here is a lot of these BAW, you know who, are about to bring the wrath down on themselves. All right. And right now, I was listening to some people that were Democrats that were calling into C-SPAN. Remember, C-SPAN, they try to be as neutral as possible. Um, the people on C-SPAN might have a political leaning, but they do not bring it out on C-SPAN. Not like that. All right, they let people, they call it. But what happened is that a lot of former Democrats were calling in and letting C-SPAN know that they're not going to, at least for this iteration, they're not going to vote Democrat anymore. These people have been disillusioned by the stuff, right? Now, why do I mention this, right? I keep telling people that everything is a symbiotic problem. It's a symbiotic relationship. And I keep telling people that we figure out what's happening. That I'll put it to you this way. No one will feel what we're going through until they feel like they're going through it themselves. And generally, if they're going through it themselves, it is at a much lower rate than the rate we're going through. But to them, they think they hurt just as bad as they have hurt us. All right. We've had a society that created a group, the only group that could get as close as that as could be to the Afro man. We created a society of that group who decided to work against us in every way, shape, form, or fashion. All right. And what you have here is kind of like Snoop Dogg trolling Gayle. All right. And basically, everybody's getting tired of this. This is the other thing they're getting tired of. They're getting tired of all these people with all these interviews of all the Afro men. And the people that are doing all these interviews and doing all this shutting down of Afro men, they look like the woman in the picture here, Miss Gayle. Miss Gayle King. Her dear friend was on news shows and talk shows. I call her dear friend the Big O. She was on talk shows and stuff crying, not at the fact that a child died and passed in a helicopter accident, not the fact that Kobe wasn't the only one that passed during this tragedy. No, she was crying because the feelings of Gayle was hurt as she was catching heat because of the way she was questioning Lisa Leslie. I mean, really, just think about that for a second. All right. The brother always have been saying for a while, if there's an ally that we have, we don't see it. And that's still the case. If there's an ally that we're supposed to have, we don't see it. All right, we really do not see this supposed ally. You know, the backbone. You know, the person, the persons, the group that had our back. All right. Here's the thing. Hey, what's up, Texas Marine Simplified? I don't know. Did I get you, Small Williams? What's going on? What's up, Charles Lewis? The blue chemist. Okay. All right. So this is where we're at, right? So I want y'all to understand something. And if you look at my title, what I was calling these three was the three queens of hypocrisy. You can imagine why I said the three queens of hypocrisy. Because when you look at the general BAW, you know who, oh, they love a man. It's just not the one that looks like them. And you'd be hard pressed to get us to think that no, it's different. We're like, we don't see how it's different. All right. So you got this battle of money. That's what I call it, battle of money, right? But there was another interesting development. All right, in this battle of money, and there was a couple of interesting developments that was going on. One, who the combatants were in this battle of money, of trying to check the 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 beef him, but then you had this that just happened. Former candidate for president jumped in on Gayle's side, talking about they have some army. All right, that Snoop need to check himself. What Snoop is saying, and people better listen, is Afro men are getting really tired of this mess. Really getting tired of this mess. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, what's up? Hey, Simplified Marine Corvette. What's up, EJ? Uh, hey, what's up, Lord Vader? What's up, Scott Missile? Okay, so what we have is a former presidential candidate that's going after somebody for telling the truth. And they were telling the truth about somebody that was trying to do a smear campaign on Afro men and literally telling a lie. All right. Now, I want y'all to understand something about these three queens of hypocrisy. They have the support of many of the other BAW, you know who. Hey, what's up, Breath Media? All right. So in these development, the other thing that's going on is now you get into where I wanted to go back to. All right, well, hold on, and let's do one other thing. Just to make sure we know who we're talking about. Gayle King, the Big O. I don't know, maybe I missed it. I might have missed this one. But did anybody see the interview they did with Harvey Weinstein? Oh, what about the Big O's doctor that's now in prison? Did anybody see any of these two do that interview? All right. Now, one of the things that I want y'all to understand is there was a partial live, but we got interrupted, and I was taking my niece on a 3.5 hour drive one way to get her hair done. That was going to take 4 hours so that she could go to the prom that she had to pay for if she wanted to go. Because I don't believe in that. But she's at the age that she's responsible for herself. She spent $600 alone on that and really didn't recognize how much she was. Oh, yeah, doctor in jail. Yep. How much she was spending. And I am going to say this again. There was more important things that she needed to do. But to go to the prom, I want y'all to understand stuff. She needed a new military ID card because she's on my benefits, right? For some reason, she couldn't get out of school for that. But to go get her hair done for prom, all right, picked her up, hit a deer, got to get my car fixed. But I want y'all to understand this mentality that they have. She felt really good about getting her hair done and stuff. And her fro was like twice my size. She cut it off. I, when we were sitting in there, the video is up. I had her go through, look at what she spent, and all that was for a feeling. But it's a memory. She's like, it's a memory. But I am doing this for a memory. All right, and that's where they're at. Everything is being done for a memory. All right, and so what we have here is we do not have friends. We have anything but we do not have friends. Y'all, there are no friends nowhere in this for us. Oh, Susan Rice. Okay, who's Susan Rice? Hold on, let me get that. That's why I kept saying I was looking for the threat. Oh, okay, now everything makes sense. All right, I'll show you who Susan Rice is. Okay, Oh, okay, here we go. All right, I can just do it this way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is why it was so hard to find. Thank you. See, it's brothers like y'all that keep me straight. Okay, Susan Rice. This is who she is. Hold on, let me see my article. Slate. All right, let's examine. Let's examine this together. All right, hold on. Okay, Susan Rice tells Snoop Dogg to back off. All right, I want y'all to know this. All right, now this is the point where I don't think these females understand because they're working for the oppressor and they themselves have become the oppressor. All right, and okay, was anything but diplomat. So she was a former diplomat under the Obama era. Okay, and she was also an advisor of Barack Obama. So this tells you um, who we're dealing with. And here's the thing: Susan Rice pushed back against the rapper for calling it despicable. But see, we called Susan Rice despicable and warning him that they have lots of supporters who will not hesitate to stand up for her. All right. There is nothing about Gayle King that is principled. There is nothing about Gayle King that is fair. All right. And this shows you how much of this is who I was looking for, the hypocrite that these. Hold on. Let me rephrase this. All right. She said Gayle King is fair. All right. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. All right. I don't see how Gayle King is fair. Right. I see her go after. I see her dealing with Snoop Dogg. All right. So let me take Kamala out. Kamala. But wait a minute. Snoop Dogg asks a really good question. If she's so fair, how come we haven't seen this interview? See, a lot of us is getting tired of the Democrats. A lot of us is getting tired of the BAW, you know who. A lot of us is getting tired of the hypocrisy. Okay, now I don't know about y'all, but I am hard pressed to see fairness. I am very hard pressed to see fairness. I am very hard pressed to see fairness of any type. All right. So y'all tell me, maybe I missed something. Did I miss an interview or anything? Um, all right. If she was and so they tried to play the color thing. All right. If she was they said if she was a Caucasian anchor, she would have more support. But the people that's being the more hypocrites in all of this are people like Gayle King and all of the rest of them. They're hugged up with one group of men that are non-melanated, and they're attack dogs against the other group of men that are melanated. All right. So this fake emotion, these are actresses. All right. This woman deserved the backlash she got. All right. It comes par for the course when you tax somebody when they can't stand up for themselves because they passed. All right. And again, what they did, the same old deflection tactic. Gayle King said, I'm angry at CBS News for using a clip of her asking Leslie about Bryant assault allegation. All right, but you asked the question. That shouldn't even came up. Because Lisa Leslie was dealing with bigger issues in the WNBA like nobody want to watch it. And yet they still want to get paid a lot. And out of fairness, Kobe helped that along. All right. Now, in all of this outrage from these BAW you know who's with money, I still don't see it where they were where they were even fair. I see them carrying on the same hatchet job against the Afro males as the rest of the industry did since, well, since people came over here on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, on the Mayflower. All right, so this is what I see. All right, so I put this up on Facebook, this question here. And trust me when I say that these are not the only issues we have to deal with. Symbology is strong on Facebook. All right. In a discussion with this woman who wanted me to compromise, the background on this, I think I know where my thumbs down is coming from. The background on this is I mentioned how women that I would talk to that's now mad at me because I'm traveling, right? Talk to drug. They talk to kingpins, maybe not kingpins, kingpin wannabe, but they talk to dudes that move product, weight. They help them move it out of their house. And I know this to be true because she forgot that she was spilling her guts on the steps to another person that moves a little stuff, right? And as she was talking to this person, she got emotional and angry. And the dude that was hitting, I'll say it like that, the dude that was hitting, right, that she was helping move weight out of her apartment in the midst of her son, that dude that was hitting called her what she really was to him, and she got mad. Hey, what's up, Charlie Brown, Boxing Media? She got mad, she got angry. What's up, William Bradley? All right. As she got mad and got angry, what she did was, I was gone. I was in Brazil. What she did was she had them guys turned in. She didn't turn herself in, though. She had them guys eliminated. When I came back, there was a lot less people in where I live. What's up, Captain Planet 25? All right. There was a lot of less people where I lived. All right. Now, in this thing, all right, this woman tried to flip things and flip scenarios based on who I was. So she was like, "You got paper." No, I don't got paper. I got good credit. All right. I got good credit. So with the good credit, a lot more tools are available to me to use to get done what I need to do. So she said, "You got credit. I mean, you got paper." Not understanding that the things that I own are stuff that I had and kept and took care of. Then she was like, "You have paper." Then after that, and she says, "You're dark," right? Now, everybody that's dark always know that the people that called us names first was always the BAW, you know who. Period. We know this. That the people that was getting the women was the light-skinned brothers. The reason why the dark-skinned brothers didn't care because we was getting enough. All right, and so we didn't care, and it was the light skin, dark skin joke. It was a joke to all of us. We didn't care. We didn't care that the light skinned brothers was getting twice as many as us because we was getting at least half as they were getting. It wasn't like we weren't getting anybody, but that all changes once the Afro brothers decided to be good men, to care about their seed. And then they come up with this. Well, you need to compromise. We need you to compromise. You want a woman, she kept saying this, you want a woman to be perfect. Nope. I want a woman to want a good man. She don't have to be anything. Just submit to a good man. Stop thinking you the boss. Stop thinking you the strongest. Right? You don't have a problem submitting to a thug, helping her move weight. All right? Now, this was a discussion that was loud enough to be heard. Right? This was a discussion loud enough to be heard. And then she says, well, if you don't want to compromise, you just need to get you a white woman. Right? But she meant that as a dig. But she don't understand that I could talk about this because she's not the first one to say it. As a matter of fact, a lot of these BAW you know who's This is their fallback deflection tactic to try to shame you into not looking for one. Because they know that logic would state, understand this, they understand that logic would state, oh, let me remind people, by the way, get those thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And my donation links is in the description box if you know what this channel does. And if you don't, just look up Favela. Type in my name in the search, type in Favela, and you'll see what this channel is really about. Favela, Favela. Favela. Look, I can't even spell. But anyway, what happens is she does that because she's trying to make me feel bad about getting somebody other than a black woman. Right? But why would I want to live my life alone waiting on somebody that can't stand me? Now, this is the other deflection. She says you H8 BAW, you know who's. And I said, no, I don't. I tell the truth. And you H8 me for telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? And now the truth everywhere has become H8 speech, even though it's not. And the sad part about it is that it's supremacy that is doing that. And it is the supremacy coming out of the liberals. Remember, who's running Google? Who's running Facebook? So when an Afro man is trying to tell the truth, they're the ones shutting them down. What is their leanings? They're liberals. See, we know not to trust Republicans, but people go and trust the liberals without a problem. Right? And they've been doing it even though they're the ones that's been doing the most damage to the Afro community. And that is because they bought out the BAW, you know who, and her minion. All right? Her minions of the secret simp societies. Now, I'm going to just say this real quick. If you want to know what I do and what I'm about, and what this channel does, and what brothers help me do on this channel, just look that up. REFUGETEMPLENABI Favela, right? Because, see, I do more than just sit here and just tell y'all what's going on. All right. The other thing that I do is I just make sure that my thing is this. I want to help good brothers get straight on some things because I was in a very bad place financially, right? I always paid my bills, but I didn't know the secrets, right? What I tell you is the what and why you need to get away, right? The other things I tell you on my channel is how to do it. All right. These women want us to compromise our spirituality, our morality, and worse than that, manhood. That's basically it. They want us to compromise our spirituality because they don't have it. Our mentality, because they always want you to be a step lower than them, a step slower, and our manhood. Because when they see somebody making it, not only do they not want that person, but they want to talk that person out of their game and cause them to make decisions that is going to destroy them making it. A lot of people think I have paper, so they try to take from me that which I do not have. What it is I have good management skills, and I will take some time to research some things before I do some things. All right. I look at things as a long term plan. All right. I tried to explain to somebody that I travel in such a way. Let me show y'all something real quick. I travel in such a way that I make things work for me. All right, hey y'all, let me do this. Because this is going to be interesting. All right, I wanted to show y'all this. There are travel restrictions um, there are travel restrictions on flights going to China. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all something. So I got a bunch of miles, right? I want to show y'all how I would do a trip. First, I'm going to look and see what's going on in a particular country. While that does that, let's go here. All right, how I do my trip is first, I'm going to look and see what's going on in a particular country. I'm going to go during the settle down times, right? If I just want to go visit, see what's going on, this, that, and the other. Curious, right? All right, then after that, the next thing that I do is I go and look at the flight things. All right, now they have some $10,000 flights, right? I set up a range of days. And then I'll pick something within those range of days, right? Say like the 650. The next thing I'm going to look at is the duration of the total flight. And I'll pick the one with the less. And if I don't get what I like, I'll just keep moving days. I'll keep moving days. That's how I pick a trip, right? I will do this months ahead of time. Months ahead of time, I do this. All right. I do this months ahead of time. And the reason being is you have a lot of days to work with. You have many days to work with. So if you see here, and I'll just move that. I'll just move that. I don't like the time, the hours, or whatever. And I'll move it. And so this is how I do it. I'll look at the down season. I'll look at the that 20. Shoot, I like that. And so I'll just move it until I find just a sweet spot. I know I had it earlier than that. All right, and so you see how it goes back into the 633s. All right, you see how it goes back into the 633s, 632s. And so even if you're working, right? Even if you're working, you could do this. And say you got 2 weeks. Well, this is how you plan your 2 weeks. You go and you see what day is working, right? All right. You look like when you're about to take your vacation, you look 2 months down the road, at least. When you're talking about international flights, you look 2 months down the road. All right. When you look there, you see what's going on. And then you take the window. You take the window that works within your budget. The other thing that I did, and this is why I can travel. All right. The other thing that I did is I use PayPal credit. Not PayPal, but PayPal credit. If I do that and pay it to zero within 6 months, I pay no interest. There's no fees, no just doing checkout. You just hit it like it's another credit card or a store card. All right. And I make sure that I make those payments to get rid of the interest. That's how you do it. That's how I could go to these places and take soccer balls. Now, the soccer balls that I get for the children, that the help comes off of the donations, as y'all know, because I can't do everything. And Google and them keep shutting me down for telling the truth like this. The hypocrisy. Still waiting on that interview like Snoop. So this is what we're working with. We're working with a bunch of the BAW you know who's that see no value in good men, that seeks to rid us of any wealth. And a lot of times, the reason why they want you to fail so that they can say, "Oh, you failed. You ain't nothing. Always knew you weren't nothing." All right? And that's basically it, right? This is what they don't understand. This is the thing that they don't understand. They don't like intelligent people, but intelligent people can make less work really, really well. All right? Period. Intelligent people can make less work really, really well. We're prepared for things and other things that happen way in advance. All right, just way in advance. So basically, when you look at it, right? Basically, when you look at it, a lot of these BAW, you know who's, can't stand men like me because even with the little that I get, it's still a spit in their face that they can't manage the much many that they are siphoning from so many sources. They are siphoning so much from so many sources and yet still can't do the thing that a dude that's only getting a little bit can do. Because I always said you protect your name. Credit is your name. Your name is your credit. And what they can't stand the most is a dude that has a good name. So, what is the agenda? At the end of the day, is a lot of these women are trying to distract, destroy, take away, eliminate dudes that have a good name. Okay? They're trying to subvert the dudes that have a good name. I have a good name. All right? I have a good name. That's what a good credit score means. Good credit means you have a good name, that you can be trusted. That's what good credit means. Some of us don't even have a good name with each other. All right? And brothers, we need to get better at that. We need to get better at that. Again, let me show you this. I am able to do things not because I have a lot of money, but I am able to do things because I managed the little bit of money I got. All right? So this is what I'm looking at. I want y'all to see this up here in red. When I got my car, and I got something else. I got three things at the same time. Oh, I know what it was. All right, I want y'all to understand this. I got three things at the same time. All right. The three things I got was tires on my vehicle. I want to explain this to you. I want to explain this 20-point drop. All right. It was 774. It would have been 794. Right? I'm going to explain this 20-point drop. I got three things. I had hard hits, hard inquiries. Right? They'll go away. The thing that hurt me the most was my discount tire card. Thing that hurt me the most was my discount tire card. And how it hurt me was that I only had $1,000 on a discount tire card. Because when I go there, all I need is tires. And if I need them in an emergency, I'm getting all four. Okay, that's $600-700, right? Well, my utilization of that credit card is very, very high now. And until I pay that off, my credit score drops significantly. That's what happened. Then with the new car and everything, so that's how it drops 20 points. Now that I just paid all of it off, right, my credit score is going to start going back up. All right. And y'all remember how I showed you this will work. Remember, you see here? See this in red. All right. My payment history is exceptional because I never miss a payment. But my new credit, you see that big old red pour? All right. Am I worried about the pour? No. Because I needed tires, needed a new mattress, and I wanted another card to not mess up the other one. And that came in handy. All right. So basically, what we're looking at is that a lot of times you could do a lot when you can manage your money, right? Even if you're getting a little bit, if you plan properly, you could do a lot of things. And for the life of them, a lot of people don't understand how I can go somewhere, come home, leave, and go again. And the people that can't stand it the most is the BAW, you know who. That's the ones that cannot stand it the most. The BAW, you know who, do not like the fact they do not like the fact that I can go. Did we do this? Try a different scenario. All right. If I don't spend anything and I pay $900, and I pay $902 for the next 2 months, like on my total bill. So in 2 months, my credit score will be 819. All right, remember we did this? I asked y'all what pick a situation, and so basically that's how I look. I look and I paid for this. I paid for this. This cost me $14 a month to have this from Experience. All right, and what I do is I pay for this so I can plan, so I can be aware. I know what to get my score to, so I can go get the stuff that I need. If I had a woman with me, we would have nothing to worry about. Both her score and my score would be higher yet. Because if I had a good woman that could follow my lead, then together we could boost this credit score, and then I can give her a credit card in her name, and by her having that, she would have my same history. Right, it's how you manage your stuff, right? So this woman is running around telling me, well, I need to get a white woman because me having standards is a problem for her, right? But with my standards that I have, I am able to do this. She wants me to not have standards, to get into a relationship with a BAWO, not have standards. Why? So that they can drag me down into the gutter with them. And I'm not having that. But see, that's the problem. And so when they say you need to compromise, what they mean is instead of them compromising, and understand this, they are the ones that's doing the worst, but they want us to compromise, right? But instead of them compromising and following the lead of a good man, they would rather have that man destroy himself, or they would rather destroy that man. And they try to put him in a situation to the point where he can't defend himself or fight back. And then they'll tell him it's his fault. One for trusting them, one for the other for helping them, for even knowing them. Well, you should have never met me. You should have never helped me. That's your fault. Everything is our fault. Even when we help them, they say it is your fault for helping us. This is why I don't anymore. This is why at the end of the day, I stick with just helping children. And I put my all into it. For some reason this week, I had a whole bunch of exes that called. Oh, there's always that one thumbs down. But whole bunch of exes called me asking me for stuff. One wanted me to drive to Mississippi, right? And I started to figure out, I was like, why would you want me to drive to Mississippi? Something must be wrong. You must have lost some stuff, like your car. Yep, and she did. I think the one in Mississippi is married because we switched Facebooks and then I looked and I was like, okay, you did that and your life is not good. She complaining about her life. I was like, and we argued and she was like, oh, here's the other one. Well, let's forget the past. You got to forget the past. No, brothers, we do not forget their past. Their past is the only way to engage, for us to gauge how they're going to act in the present. If there are any changes to them, it will manifest, the change should manifest in the present. But if the behavior that they're giving you in the present match what you know them to be in the past, then no, whatever they was in the past is who they are in the present. So that means if they was no good in the past, then they're not going to be good for the future. Because in the present, they're still acting the same way that they were acting in the past. They ain't changing for you. But then again, it isn't about them changing for you. They want you to change and worsen yourself for them. And if you don't do it, don't wait till you're at your weakest point. In this case, for most of the people that have the money to defend themselves, it has to be when they passed on. And while you're in the grave, they will do all these hit pieces on you while still being buddy buddies with people who have done far worse. But they got that I need a suntan lotion tone. But that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a group that has never really cared about us. We were only deceived into thinking they did. Remember, love is an action word. And if they can't respect your position as a man, then they don't respect you or manhood. But this is something that we all learn or are learning the hard way. All right. And we do have a new agenda. Our agenda is leave them alone. Too much of a risk. We're counting up the cost. We're looking at the pros and the cons. If the cons outweigh the pros, then we're going to lead them to the cons. Period. All right. So, y'all, I'm going to close this out at this point. Thank y'all for showing up, stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. If you would like to donate and help this channel do what I do, all right, my Cash App and my PayPal me will be in the description box. All right. But brothers, thank you for showing up. All right. These are lessons we must learn. The stuff that I teach you as to how we need to go, that's one thing. But we must always, when new evidence presents itself, analyze it so we can understand why we need to go out on our own, why we need to leave them alone. All right. We need to look at the evidence. I've never done anything based on feelings. I'm going to put it to you this way. Let's keep it real. If I ran up against a dark skinned female that was nice and was willing to follow my lead, I'd jump on that in a minute. But we got to save us and our seeds. Because the reason why I don't have anybody, because there's nobody to have for a dude that's responsible. Because you're counting the cost and you're seeing the wicked. And you're saying, I don't want to take that risk. That should be our new mentality. All right? So with that said, brothers, I'm out.